Thank you so much. I am really looking forward to this session. I think that it is so important to be able to really dissect and digest this report. I also want to say that, in all the years that I've been in public service, I started 2004 on the Board of Education. The Black and Brown Coalition meeting was truly, I think, a historic moment. And I really want to acknowledge Diego Uriburu and Byron Johns and everybody who worked together on hosting this particular event. I know former member of the board, Shirley Brandman, also worked very hard on this. The framing and the way that particular data points and asks were distilled, I think was very powerful. And I would venture to say that this is truly a turning point for us in the county. We have spoken for so long about the way that Black and brown children are disproportionately affected by the academic achievement gap, and we have worked so hard to address all of these issues. Seeing the energy and the extraordinary participation of parents and young people owning this issue, I think it's just the beginning of a real, what I think it's a movement. So I'm, again, inspired and ready to redouble my commitment to get to the bottom of how can we facilitate that innovation and that reform that goes straight to the issues that were discussed. What are the barriers that still exist? Because we've been working on this for such a long time, and I, see current members of the board. I can, think of all the former members of the board. Unions, we have all been working on this for a very long time. What is it that also we can start to look at vis-a-vis barriers? Is it at the state level? Are there particular barriers? Are there particular regulatory frameworks that impede that work? Is it just a newly found conversation with our employee associations about what does it mean to respond to all of these issues? I think, again, that this is a movement, and what I realize is that for so long, sometimes you hear people say, the Black and brown parents don't care about education, and they're working 2 and 3 jobs, and they don't show up. And so what you then end up with are a lot of people trying to speak on behalf of these communities. That day, I saw the communities speaking for themselves because they now have the information, they have the data, they're empowered, as they've always been, to advocate on behalf of their children. So I just say watch out for all of us, because this is kind of a new day, and I'm really excited about how can we then work together with you to identify what is that path that we need to follow, and how are we investing those resources, which are now quite significant, right? In order to achieve the outcomes that we know we have to achieve. So it's a very important moment as we're also discussing things like economic development for the county and positioning ourselves in a strategic framework of an economic development platform. It's all connected. It's all connected. So it's great. It's inspiring, and I'm really, really excited about this sort of next level of work. And being able, again, to identify how we get there. So thank you, Chairman, for hosting this session. I'm sure as we get through it, there might be future sessions that I would love for us to engage in to get a little more deeply into those barriers. But really want to acknowledge the work of the board and the superintendent and the community for getting us to this point. Thank you.